I want to pick up on something Gary Schoeniger, our guest yesterday, brought up and talked about was micro-experimentation. Amy, if we can move to the, move to the vision board. I want to pick up on this because this is an important, and I actually went out yesterday, went for a walk with family in the woods here, Chesapeake Bay. If no one's been, I recommend it. And getting some fresh air, kind of rebooting. Haven't been out of the house for a while. And was really thinking a lot about this micro-experimenting that Gary brought up. And I'm a big fan of experimenting. And I realized as I was walking that my life has been a series of micro-experiments looking for traction and then going forward. I would even say that this PATA-2, 31 days to PATA-2, is a micro kind of experiment itself. But if you're out there and you're looking to move to a new place, create your own business, follow your dreams, achieve something that you've been thinking about for a long time, micro-experimenting is really a great way, a fantastic way, and maybe one of the best ways for you to advance your ideas. So one of the first things I do when I think about a micro-experiment and I'm going to experiment on a new idea, what I do is I want to decide what the goal of that idea is. And so I may be after revenue, right? If I'm after revenue, what I want to do is take that product or service I have, and what I'm going to do is sell. My experiment is selling. I'm also going to learn. So I'm going to go directly to the potential customers and start selling it. If it's a service such as graphic facilitation, graphic recording, I'm new at this. I've decided I'm going to try and see if I can get a client to buy my particular service. I can definitely go find people to start selling to and experiment with selling, running ads online on different channels for people looking for ways to think different, be more creative, team development, whatever it may be. Starting to sell whatever it is you've got. If you've got something you want to sell that you've been selling in the physical world and move it online, those are micro experiments as well. So moving physical, move physical to online, right? Now, a micro experiment might be using an existing platform like Etsy, if it's an art piece, existing platforms that are there for you. I know that Facebook's got a marketplace. Lots of people sell stuff on Facebook. Craigslist. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can go about selling and experimenting, but using existing platforms to be able to then move your business forward. Another great way to micro experiment in terms of like pushing yourself to new limits is to take action. Hold on one second. I'm getting a call from my producer here. Amy. It says it's live here. It says we're still live. We're still live, Amy. Where are you? This is my producer, and I don't think she knows. Yeah. Power has gone out in Tulsa, Oklahoma, everybody. Okay, wild. We're going to keep going. Okay, so we're unscripted. I just want you to know this. Back to micro-experimenting. This is important. When I want to do another micro-experiment, for instance, recently I got into, and I've had fantasies about producing music, being a manager for musicians or getting into the music industry. I have gone out and started writing music, right? I started writing music, and I identified Barrios Abdul in Uganda. He's in Nachavali. It's a refugee settlement there, and we started collaborating. We wrote one song. This was it. One song was the micro experiment. So it's just one step is the key. That one song led to the opening song you hear on this show, Bootstrap for Life. And then it's led to the second song, which is Keep On Keeping On. So one step at a time. And now we've got 11 songs and an entire album that will be released in September. The micro step was back in January. That step led to a song. That step led to a music video. That step led to 13 more songs now. the micro steps allowed for that to take place, one step at a time. Now, and I'll close it here and we'll bring in my mother, is that you got to do it afraid. We've talked about this before. A lot of times when you're stretching yourself and you're moving into a new space, new place, something you haven't done before, something you've thought about doing, but it makes you really uncomfortable, remember, you got to do it afraid. This is important. Do it afraid. Some people call it faking it to make it. I call it do it afraid. Because when I'm afraid and uncomfortable, remember, that means I'm probably in a good place because I'm growing, I'm stretching. But anytime you make one of these steps, one of these micro steps, one of these micro experiments, do it afraid. One step at a time. Don't worry about and think about the big picture and how difficult that is. Think about what you can do in this moment. This is critical, and this was really important in terms of what we learned from Gary yesterday, in terms of being able to move any idea, endeavor, or concept you have forward. Micro experiments, series of small experiments. And as you do it, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden, you've got something real.